In this passage, the author crafts a narrative rich in both atmospheric detail and underlying tension, setting a scene that is both mystical and filled with unspoken complexities. The interaction between Marco and Isabel unfolds within the cloistered, almost sacred space of the fortune-teller's chamber, symbolized by the parting of the beaded curtain that evokes the sound of rain, a natural yet otherworldly phenomenon. Isabel's swift removal of her veil suggests an intimacy or familiarity with Marco, who bypasses her initial question, instead presenting a sketch of a wishing tree, adorned with candles. The tree, a new addition to the circus, becomes the focal point of their conversation, laden with layers of meaning and intrigue. Marco's insistence on knowing why Isabel had not informed him of this new feature is met with her defense that she had neither time nor certainty about its origin, inadvertently revealing the deep-rooted connection and possibly shared authorship within the circus. The discussion of the wishing tree serves as a metaphorical exploration of the ongoing, unspoken contest between Marco and another unnamed female counterpart, a rivalry likened to a strategic game of chess. Marco's frustration with his inability to capture the tree's beauty in his drawings hints at his deeper struggle to articulate or perhaps even understand the full extent of the forces at play. The author skillfully employs dialogue to explore the philosophical and emotional stakes of this rivalry, with Marco acknowledging that he cannot simply usurp or manipulate the other's creations for his purposes, underscoring the need for a balanced opposition, much like a chess game where each move must be met with a counter-move. The metaphor of scales is introduced by Marco, who likens their ongoing conflict to a precarious balance, with each side accumulating weight, thus threatening to break under the strain, an allegory for the unsustainable tension between their creations. As the narrative shifts to a broader view of the circus and its inhabitants, the author deepens the atmosphere, describing the circus's silent and almost magical setup near London. The imagery here is dense with sensory details, from the unfurling of canvas stripes to the quiet but methodical assembly of the tents, which now lack the once required crew, indicating a shift to a more automated, or perhaps more magical, means of operation. Celia Bowen's solitary evening contrasts with the vibrant but unseen activity of the circus, and her unexpected invitation from Tsukiko to a social engagement at La Maison Lefebvre introduces a change in pace. The author subtly contrasts Celia's modest, book-filled sanctuary with the more opulent settings she later encounters, emphasizing her internal world and the isolation that accompanies her role within the circus. The subsequent gathering at La Maison Lefebvre provides a rich tableau for the author to explore the relationships and dynamics among the circus's creators and supporters. The midnight dinner, attended by familiar figures, becomes a stage for revealing the underlying tensions and alliances within this group. Celia's growing awareness of the intricate social fabric, underscored by her observations of Mr. Barris's feigned unfamiliarity and the subtle influences of the Burgess sisters, deepens the reader's understanding of the interplay between public appearance and private intention. This section of the narrative deftly illustrates the contrast between the overtly magical elements of the circus and the more nuanced, almost mundane, human interactions that sustain it. In the final scenes, the author skillfully draws together the threads of mystery and tension that have been woven throughout the passage. Celia's encounter with her father in the shadowed library, where he chides her for losing focus, serves as a reminder of the ever-present pressure she faces. Her father's sudden disappearance into the shadows, coupled with Marco's timely interruption, reinforces the idea that in this world, appearances can be deceiving, and even the most private moments are subject to external influence. The dinner that follows, where Celia attempts to decode the relationships around her, is marked by her acute awareness of the underlying currents of emotion, particularly in Tara's haunted expression, which evokes memories of her own mother. The dinner's conclusion, with the mysterious flavors of the dessert and the warmth of the company, contrasts sharply with the earlier tension, yet leaves the reader with a lingering sense of unease, as Marco, ever the observer, watches Celia depart into the night, his thoughts veiled by his usual reserved demeanor. This passage, through its detailed descriptions and complex character interactions, encapsulates the blend of enchantment and conflict that defines the world of the circus, leaving the reader with a sense of the precarious balance that must be maintained to sustain it.